So May 12th. May 12th happens every year. And to you sons of bitches, May 12th is just a Tuesday. It's just a Wednesday. But for us revolutionaries, us rainbow revolutionaries who support the United States of America, and especially Lincoln's Civil War and him smashing slavery and white supremacy, May the 12th, 1862, May the 12th, 1862 is going to be a day which lives in infamy. 1862, let's just go back real quick. You got the Orphan Brigade, and you got Braxton Bragg, right? You got David Dixon Porter, and you got... No, we're actually in 1863. Holy shit, time is flying. Okay, so we're already 3 years into the damn war. This war was only supposed to last for a second. There's U.S. Grant. There's William Tecumseh Sherman. Apparently, both of them were really short men. So if you got a nice, distinguished face, it doesn't matter if you're tall or short. If you got a nice, distinguished face and you could tell other people what to do, then you could be a famous general. The war can never be brought to a close until that key is in our pocket. Talking about Vicksburg. So, let's see. December 29th, 1862, Grant's first campaign against Vicksburg ends with Sherman's defeat at Chickasaw Bluffs, Mississippi. December 31st to the Second Battle of Stones River, Tennessee. April 16th, Grant launches the second campaign against Vicksburg. April 29th, Battle of the Grand Gulf, Mississippi. All right, so May 1st is Battle of Port Gibson, Mississippi. May 16th is Battle of Champions Hill, Mississippi. So this is really the Mississippi campaign, isn't it? Siege of Vicksburg and the Siege of Port Hudson, Louisiana, is going to... May 18th and May 27th is when those sieges are going to begin, respectively. So, goddamn, this fucking war just goes on and on and on. It's like the war just goes on forever. The war is not supposed to end. The war is just supposed to be continuous. So the arms manufacturers and the goddamn international corporations can make all the goddamn money that just goes on and on and on. And then 1984, right? Oh, no, we've always been at war with East Asia. No, I thought we were friends with that. I thought we were... Stalin, I thought we hated Stalin. No, we've always been friends with Stalin. We're fighting the Nazis right now. Well, the Nazis are gone. Well, okay, well, now we're back to being enemies with Stalin. Well, wait a second. I thought he was our friend. No, just listen to the elites. Shut up. Go back to sleep. No, don't wake up. Don't be woke. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Take a nap. Take a long nap. Before closing in on Vicksburg, Grant had to reckon with Confederate forces in the vicinity. He began by beating back a stiff challenge from Brigadier General John Bowen, a Confederate from Missouri who had been a neighbor of Grant's in St. Louis before the war. Bowen led some 6,000 men from Grand Gulf and gave the Federals a hard fight at nearby Port Gibson on May 1st before retreating to Vicksburg. Grant then set out for Jackson, hoping to seize the capital and its vital railroad junction before Joseph Johnston arrived from Tennessee with reinforcements. Johnston urged Pemberton to abandon his static defense of Vicksburg and challenge U.S. Grant in the field, but Pemberton felt compelled by his instructions from Jefferson Davis to guard Vicksburg closely. Grant exploited this rift by thrusting his army between Pemberton and the approaching Johnston. After defeating Confederates at Raymond on May 12th, Federals barged into Jackson on the 14th, forcing the outnumbered Johnson to fall back to the north in 2 weeks. Since crossing the river, U.S. Grant had isolated Vicksburg at a cost of some 1,500 Federal casualties, a small price by the punishing standards of this war. The campaign took its toll on the countryside, however, as Federals lived off the land and destroyed nearly everything of strategic value to the enemy, including large parts of Jackson. Foundries, machine shops, warehouses, factories, arsenals, and public stores were fired as fast as flames could be kindled. One journalist there reported, belatedly, Pemberton heeded Johnston's urgings. Okay, so that's May 12th. Raymond. The damn Confederates were The Confederates were defeated. They were defeated at Raymond, and then the Federals barged into Jackson, Mississippi. So this is all Mississippi. We're beating the fuck out of Mississippi. Now, you racist piles of shit. Nah, get back in line, you racist piles of shit. Nah, we're coming in Raymond. We're coming in fucking Jackson. Nah, we're coming for you. Vicksburg. Nah, we want that Vicksburg. Where the fuck is Vicksburg? It doesn't matter. Get Vicksburg. General, the rebels are awful thick up here. Union officer to Major General John Logan at Champions Hill. Damn it! That's the place to kill them, where they are thick. That's General Logan's reply. May 12th, 1863. May 12th, 1863. Baton Rouge looks like a bunch of tents. You got tent cities. They have like some of these. Check this out. Okay, so here we'll have a tent city, and then we got like some underground. We got a couple good pictures here. So we'll do 3 good pictures, okay? Here's one picture here. Right, that's a little tent city, right? So we'll go ahead and do tent cities for, when we're bayoneting each other. When we're bayoneting each other, well, we need a place to live. But we don't even allow tent cities for our homeless people. That was in LaGrange, Tennessee. Talk about Tennessee. They don't give a damn. And then here's an old picture here. It's kind of Jed Clampett. Daddy gave me his Reb hat. And then here's the picture. Look at this shit. So they just all had they just made their caves and shit. Just made battle caves. This was supposed to be bomb proof. They're making their station, their fort bomb proof. So they had all these dens, underground houses and dens and shit and whatnot. And both sides did this. I think this was a Union one. But I've seen a Confederate one. And then when they lose, right, then the troops just kind of run right in through all this shit. But you never know who could be in any of them fucking holes, You gotta go through each one of them damn holes. Just to make sure the enemy isn't there. War, terrible war, had come to our hearthstone. Resident of Vicksburg. Let's go ahead and read. Lucy McCrae, resident of Vicksburg. I heard that during Reconstruction, all the Caucasian females were just real haughty-taughty. We used to be the bee's knees around here. We used to just be assholes, and then the black man would have to just do whatever we wanted. And so they were all pissed off. The Union was providing them with food and provisions and shit. So they would line up to get their food stamps, but they would just be fucking dickhead, uppity motherfucking piles of shit. They're going to hold on to their white supremacy wickedness to the day that they die. All right, so Lucy McCrae, resident of Vicksburg, the daughter of a well-to-do Vicksburg merchant, Lucy McCrae, took shelter with her family and some 200 other refugees from the federal bombardment in one of the city's supposedly bomb-proof caves. In her diary, the young teenager recorded the horrifying experience of being buried alive when a shell collapsed a portion of the roof. One night, Mother fixed our beds for us, putting my brothers on a plank at one side and putting me near Marianne, but spoiled and humored child that I was, I decided not to stay near Marianne. The Reverend Dr. Lord, the Reverend Dr. Lord, Mr. Lord, that's Mr. Lord to you. That's Mr. Reverend Dr. Lord to you. The Reverend Dr. Lord of the Episcopal Church. Episcopal. Isn't that Jefferson Davis? A fucking Episcopal fucking talking in tongues. I'm inspired by the devil. You're inspired by the devil. Yeah, that's devil shit. Look at you, you devil fuck. The Episcopal Church was suffering with a sore foot and leg, which was all bandaged and propped on a chair for comfort. He said, "Come here, Lucy, and lie down on this plank." Dr. Lord was almost helpless, but he assisted me to arrange my bed, my head being just at his feet. The mortars were sending over their shells hot and heavy. They seemed to have range of the hill due, it was said, to some fires that a few soldiers had made on a hill beyond us. Everyone in the cave seemed to be dreadfully alarmed and excited when suddenly a shell came down on top of the hill, buried itself about 6 feet in the earth, and exploded. This caused a large mass of earth to slide from the side of the archway at a solid piece, catching me under it. As soon as the men could get me, they pulled me from under the mass of earth. The blood was gushing from my nose, eyes, ears, and mouth. A resident of besieged Vicksburg prays for deliverance from federal shell fire in one of the many bomb-proof shelters, so-called bomb-proof shelters excavated in the city's hillsides and bluffs. This caused a large mass of earth to slide from the side of the archway in a solid piece, catching me under it. Dr. Lord, whose leg was caught and held by it, gave the alarm that a child was buried. Mother reached me first, and a Mrs. Stites, who was partially paralyzed with the assistance that Dr. Lord, who was in agony, could give, succeeded in getting my head out first. The people had become frightened, rushing into the street, screaming and thinking that the cave was falling in. Just as they reached the street, over came another shell, bursting just above them, and they rushed into the cave again. Then came my release. Mother had cried in distressing tones for help, so as soon as the men could get to me, they pulled me from under the mass of earth. The blood was gushing from my nose, eyes, ears, and mouth. Daughter of a well-to-do Vicksburg merchant, Lucy McCrae. So here's a picture of her praying. Dear Episcopal God, dear Episcopal God, I'm not going to fight the battle or get into politics. I'm just going to do a bunch of irrelevant dumb shit. And if you don't like this irrelevant dumb shit, then you can't love me and you can't be a part of my family. I love Jesus. That's who I love, Jesus. Oh, so you love nobody? You love nobody, huh? I love Jesus. So there you go. The Battle of Raymond is won. The Battle of Raymond has won. The Battle of Raymond. The Battle of Vicksburg. The Battle of Jackson. The Battle of Jackson. That fucking Breckinridge. That fucking Breckinridge. He was like, oh, my poor orphan brigade. They've cut it to pieces. Yeah, you bastard. They fucking trusted you, you rat bastard fucks. He was like, come, orphans. If you want to live, come with me. And they went with him. And then they died. So, Breckinridge, you fucking dickhead, fucking dick, fucking Breckinridge motherfucker.